to my channel. Today I'm starting another reading vlog, and this one is pretty special. I started a book club. I started a book club in my community, in my neighborhood. We have a Facebook page, and I'm always ranting to my husband that I don't have enough friends that like books. I don't have enough friends, period. Yeah, I don't have a lot of friends that read books, so I don't get to talk about books as much. I do get to talk about books like in my Instagram. If you don't follow me there, you can follow me. I post like what I'm reading, book reviews, hauls, all of that stuff. So I'll leave the link down below if you want to follow me there. I do talk to like random people about books, and like I get excited and giddy about what other people are reading, but it's different when you get to talk to somebody like in person about books and just sharing that love. It's different. So I started the book club. So far we have 13 members, including myself, which I think is quite a good group. I was not expecting a lot of people to want to join. I am hosting it with not my next door neighbor, but my next door neighbor. She's one house down, but we've basically been neighbors because we had an empty lot for the longest. So I asked her to co-host to help me out with just like picking out books and all that stuff. I put a poll on like the Facebook page if anybody was interested, and I had like 4 different titles or names for the book club. Our community is called Pinewood, and in the poll I included 4 names that like kind of went with Pinewood community, but the name that won was Once Upon a Pine. So that is what our book club is called. We are meeting Tuesday, March 25th, I believe, which is less than a week from today. So I really need to finish this book ASAP. I am hosting the first get together here at my house, so I'm excited for that as well. Officially, we are starting like in April. We are in the process of voting for our April book, but we were just so excited and we really wanted to start right away. So we decided to read Reese's book club pick of the month for March, which is Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. I started reading this book already. I am about like 12% of the way through. I did get it on my Kindle because I looked at my nearest Target and it was out of stock, and I didn't feel like going to another store to pick it up. I just wanted to start reading it right away. And I did see that it was cheaper on Kindle than if I would have had a physical book. Obviously, Libby didn't have it. I mean, they had it, but it's not available for another several months because it is Reese's book club pick. So I'm liking it so far. I really like the writing. I feel like it's really easy to read. I'm liking the story and I'm liking the plot. I'm going to read the book description for you guys. Beth and her gentle, kind husband Frank are happily married, but the relationship relies on the past staying buried. But when Beth's brother-in-law shoots a dog going after their sheep, Beth doesn't realize that the gunshot will alter the course of their lives. For the dog belonged to none other than Gabriel Wolfe, the man Beth loved as a teenager. The man who broke her heart years ago. Gabriel has returned to the village with his young son Leo, a boy who reminds Beth very much of her own son who died in a tragic accident. As Beth is pulled back into Gabriel's life, tensions around the village rise, and dangerous secrets and jealousies from the past resurface, this time with deadly consequences. Beth is forced to make a choice between the woman she once was and the woman she has become. It says it is a sweeping love story with the pace and twist of a thriller. If I'm gonna read a love story with the pacing of a thriller, even better. I've said this before, I really like when a book explores like the present and the past and we jump back and forth. I don't know, something about that trope I really love. Little life update, I am still bandaged up. I promise they're not hickeys. It's something else. I'm in a lot of pain, but hoping that it goes away soon. I don't know if it's the fact that I'm reading this on a Kindle or the book itself, but I feel like I'm flying through this book. I feel like I've only sat down, like I don't feel like I've sat down long enough and read long enough to have gotten this far. I'm 40% of the way through. I'm almost halfway there. I'm thinking it's the book because somebody from the book club said that she sat down and she was already like halfway through. So I think the book itself, either, I don't know if it's too short or if it's just that good. So we're following the character Beth, and we're looking at like her life in the past and in the present. In the present, she is married to Frank. Frank is like this lovely guy, very hardworking, has been like in love with her, head over heels for her for a long time now, since they were very young. Ideally, it would be like the perfect marriage, but they did lose their son, so it looks like there's a bit of an unspoken hindrance in their marriage. Then we're also following Beth in the past with her first love, who is Gabriel. Gabriel is more outgoing and they are dating like whenever she's a teenager. It is her first love. Gabriel goes on to become like this famous writer, and he has come back to the little town. He does have a son that would be around the same age as her son that passed away. So there's kind of like a connection there between her and the son. And the fact that Gabriel is back is kind of getting like in between her marriage. So that is basically like the backstory, but there also seems to be a murder, and we are kind of like getting little hints of the trial, but I don't know exactly who was hurt, who hurt who, when did this happen, how did this happen. We're just kind of getting like little hints here and there. So it is very fast paced because of the fact that there's like this unknown that you're trying to find out. I'm in my pajamas, and I'm basically gonna be in my pajamas all day until tonight whenever I go to church. But yeah, I'm thinking this book is too fast, which is a good thing. I'm not complaining. I looked at how many pages this book has because it feels criminally short. It is 320 pages, I believe, in the 300s, hardcover, and it feels like it's less than 200 pages. It's been such a fast read. It has short chapters as well, so I think maybe that's what helps it. I think every author should write their chapters short if they want to keep their readers engaged. It makes such a huge difference. This book does have the cheating trope, and I literally just read a book that has a cheating trope and I gave it 2.5 stars. I'm not a fan of cheating. The thing is that in my last read, which was what was it called? One Italian Summer, the cheating was like so unnecessary. It was like with this rando dude. Yeah, just not a fan of it. But in this book, although I'm still not a fan of it, I feel like it's not with a random dude. So it's like, is it better? I don't know. Please, in no way, shape, or form am I saying that it's okay. I don't want to be misunderstood. Our main character is like in a very dangerous territory, not just in cheating in her marriage, for herself emotionally. She's lost her son and she is getting close to this other kid that reminds her of her kid, and like it's just not healthy. There is a murder. I have two conclusions, two different ways that the story could go. One which is like the most obvious, and then another conclusion that would completely throw me off. Like, if it goes this way, it would be unexpected, but I guess not so unexpected because I'm expecting it already to be not unexpected. Officially, today's the day that I get to meet with my book club. And surprise, I have not finished the book, but I'm almost there. I'm practically already finished. I am hosting like the first get together and probably will be hosting the majority of them. I am 92% of the way in. And like I said, I'm basically already done. So I'm gonna finish that right now. I don't think I'm gonna have a montage, so I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to vlog. I was planning on like vlogging like super cute footage of our first little meeting, and I got carried away. What can I say? I had so much fun. We ended up having a small turnout. Two people did show up, two of my neighbors, but still it was so much fun. We talked about our kids and our life as a mom, and we talked about the book, of course. But yeah, I'm just about ready to wrap it up. I ended up giving Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall a 4 out of 5 stars for many good reasons. Let me talk about the negative first so that the positive can overshadow the negative. I always like to start with the bad first, I guess. I like to end on a good note. First of all, I do not like the cheating trope at all. What did help this book though is that I just read another book that has a cheating trope, but the cheating was so unnecessary, like it did not have to happen. The ending to that book was like too good to be true. It makes you think, wow, this marriage is not gonna work out. Versus in this book, there was open communication. It was handled like adults, I think. Of course, it could have been avoided, but it happened. Having said that, it was hard to root for a main character, and it was heartbreaking to see, like me as a mom, to see her as a mom go through her life before having kids, life with the kid, and then life without a kid again. I did like have some empathy for our main character as well. And then not only that, but no, actually that's a spoiler. Our poor Frank was the victim the entire time. I think I feel for him as well. If anything, I pity him. Pobrecito. Yeah, he got the, what is that saying? The rough end of the stick? The short end of the stick? Yeah, he got that. Also, by the end of this book, I felt very nostalgic, but like not that good kind. I felt kind of sad. It was pretty heavy for me personally. I feel like I have to go read a happy book now after reading this one. But I am really glad that we did pick this up. I don't know, it just makes me want to live in a big farm and have a whole bunch of chickens. The good part, yes, the setting. They do live on a farm. That little small town, everybody knows each other. That slow type of life where you're not always in a rush to get to work, to get things done. I really would like that for myself. And why was this book so fast paced? Like, I literally thought this book was going to be like less than 200 pages because I was just like reading this so fast, and this book is actually 320 pages, so I was really surprised because of that. That lets you know that a book is good and it's engaging and it has the reader's attention. Overall, just very sad story, but at the same time, I don't know, I felt like there was like a hint of hope and what's yet to come. But honestly, I feel like what made this book more enjoyable is the fact that this was our book club's first read. I am super excited for April's book because it was my personal pick. I made a poll for everybody to vote, and then we actually ended up having a tie between Bad Nature and Say You'll Remember Me. And then we did end up having a tiebreaker and Bad Nature won, so I'm really excited for that. It does come out April 1st, and by the time I'm filming this, it has not come out yet, but by the time I'm uploading, maybe it already has. So I'm excited to get that and get started on reading. That is all for this reading vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I've enjoyed making it, and I will see you in my next one. Leo, what are you eating? My husband says he killed 3 spiders in here yesterday, so I think that's what he's eating. It was hard to root for